Money trees whisper, roots in the gutter. From the block where the rain don't shudder. Brick walls talk, they know my stutter. Every crack's a scar from a brother's mutter. Hand stained green, never touch a rose. Chasing gold till the story unfolds. Past so cold where the frost still grows. Feet on fire, but the soul's on froze. Grind till dawn, till the world go numb. Heartbeats pound like a war drum. Stack that bread till the crumbs won't come. Grind till dawn, no rest, just run. Shadowboxing ghosts of a younger me. Vision blurred, but the hustle's HD. Chain so heavy, pull the ties from the sea. But the weight of regret still crushing me. Clock hands tick like a bomb in the room. Every second wasted is a trip to the tomb. Sweat pours, rivers drowning perfume. No silver spoon, just dark and fumes. Grind till dawn, till the world go numb. Heartbeats pound like a war drum. Stack that bread till the crumbs won't come. Grind till dawn, no rest, just run.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Terry with Nspstv Paranormal. I'm sitting here chilling with my co-host, Irene from Tokyo, Japan. Guys, guess who I have on the show tonight? The man, the myth, the legend, Roger Potter. What's going on, Roger?
What's going on, Terry? It's good to be back, buddy.
Dude, it's been how many years?
It's been a while. You were the very first podcast I ever appeared on.
Wow. So, hey, am I iconic or what? Am I the one that you will never forget about? All the podcast shows you ever been on, I'm the one that you'll never forget since I was the first one.
You were the very first. And you know what? You got me addicted to being in front of this camera. So you created this monster, Terry.
You know, dude, you was in the camera before I met you. Don't say that. You was doing great things before I met you behind the camera. Don't be like that. Don't make me blush now.
Hey, I just give credit where credit is due, sir. Although you have picked up a lovely new co-host since the last time I've been on.
Yeah, but hey, you know, she's got a dark side to her. You got to watch her.
Oh, I've been watching.
She's got a dark side. She didn't cause a lot of problems and mayhem in my life, that's for sure. But you know what? I love her to death. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for this woman. I'll drink up the Pacific Ocean for this woman if she needs me to be. I'll be bloated as hell, but I think
the things we say,
I think it's worth it.
The things we say on camera, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. Dude, I am totally lagging. Am I lagging with you guys?
You're lagging a little bit on my end.
I don't know what's going on. Irene, can you fix that?
What? Okay.
Well, I'm still lagging. I don't know, man. The weather, I don't know. Normally I don't lag, but I don't know. But anyway, man, how you been, Roger? What's going on in your life, brother?
I've been doing okay, man. A lot has gone on since me and you have chatted last. I've been traveling all over the place. I think since the last time me and you spoke, I've been to Illinois, I've been to Ohio, I've been to New York, I've been to Pennsylvania. So I'm getting out there and about, man.
Good, man. I mean, that is really great. I mean, I didn't hear anything south.
We're planning Georgia in the October area. It's a little too warm to get down there right now.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, it's always Hot-tober down there. It's always hot. No man down here, no matter what.
Hey, I'm battling low 90s up here in Michigan, and I'm a big fella. We sweat, man. I'm not trying to do that Florida heat right now.
We're only in the 80s here, so you're okay.
All right, guys, quick shout out before I get this show started, man. Everybody on the different platforms that we're on, all you guys on Kick, Rumble, All you guys on Rumble, man, hey, just because it's not set up for you guys to leave comments, please leave comments because I always go back on Rumble and I check them and I can leave a comment back. So please do that. On Instagram, on X, and Twitch, and YouTube, and Facebook, and my personal Facebook, guys. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys joining us. Man, let's come on. Let's have a great time. Let's show Mr. Roger a lot of support, a lot of love. Hey, and feel free to reach over there and go on Potter's Paranormal and hit that follow button. I want you guys to follow him so you can keep up with all his adventures. What's up, Lynn? How you doing today, buddy?
Hey, Lynn. Yeah, it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, man. Let's see if everybody gonna jump in and show some love today. You know, ever since I told everybody I was the Stephen A. Smith of the paranormal community, my numbers kind of went down. But you know what?
I'm excited when you said that. I said, "Let's go."
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see on what you have to say about the state of the paranormal community. Just things in general. There's a lot going on in the world, man. There is a lot going on that can affect what we do as paranormal investigators. I don't call myself a ghost hunter. I will never call myself a ghost hunter. I am either one or the other. I am either a parapsychologist or either I'm a paranormal investigator, never a ghost hunter. So with that being said, yeah.
You corrected me on my post.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass it over to my buddy Irene and see what she got going on. What's going on, Irene? How you doing?
Not bad. I got a heavy case, but I'm gonna deal with it. I got 2 heavy cases coming up, so
we definitely need to go back to that hospital I was in because that TV caught on by itself, and I heard some banging in the cabinets, and I told the nurse, "Hey, don't you put me back in that room." And guess what room number that was? 13.
Lucky number 13.
But you see, 13 is not a bad number here. 14 is a bad number, but not 13.
Dude, I'm sitting there, waiting on to get checked out, and all I hear was a click. And the TV turned on, searching for channels. And I'm like, I did not cut that TV on. Who in the hell? And I heard the clattering and the shuffling in the cabinets. I'm like, what the hell is that?
See, it's weird because I'm drawn to numbers like that. I'm drawn to 3s and 6s and things that are supposed to be, satanic or evil or some type of.
Well,
you should have
I'm
saved
drawn
your
to
room
6s.
before you went in there. You could have salted your room around the bed.
I can't.
How
are you gonna assault a hospital bed?
Easy, around the bottom of it. Use pink.
Where are you gonna get the salt from?
I got black salt. I got white. I got black salt. I got white salt, and I got pink Himalayan salt. What you need, brother? I got you.
Yep.
Do you carry it with you?
Bro, I'm an eclectic witch. I carry all that stuff with me all the time.
Oh god damn! Here we go.
See,
hey, he got him a bag.
I carry it too.
My wife is also a witch herself, so she carries all. Man, I got crystals and salts and herbs all over my house.
Yep. Me too.
Incense and.
You need to get one of these.
I got moon water, I got rainwater, I got lake water, I got storm water. Man, I got it all.
Swamp water. You need one of these.
Well, don't drink none of that Detroit
water. What is that? Is that black tourmaline?
It's called a Marian stone.
A Marian, yes. I want to get that.
Stone.
Yeah, Black Marian. I want to get a Black Marian scribing mirror.
Oh. Let me think about it. Let me look for you. Anything around here is cheap. It's not very expensive. I probably can get one.
Oh, let me know.
Well,
Terry's got all my
great
information.
guys. Hey, well, Potter, you kind of have an idea how this show goes, man. I am, you know, one of those podcasters. You know what? I'm like um, an anchor man. I am considered an anchor man because
Who else gets into trouble?
no, anchor men don't get into trouble.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I, I'll get in trouble. I'll let you have that one. But anyway, dude,
I'm always in trouble,
man,
man. It's all right.
yeah. But she says I'm in trouble when I'm not in trouble.
Yes, you do.
Things just happen to come my way. Like that night, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got off of work, right? And I see
Yeah.
this guy by my car. So I walks outside to see because he bent over and I wanted to see what the fuck he was doing because someone broke into my son's car last year. So I just wanted to see what the hell he was doing.
Right.
And my
Makes
next
sense.
door neighbor comes out and she walks to the trash can. She walks to him, then walk to the trash can. Now, my next door neighbor is married. That's not her husband. Her husband's not home.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
no.
She's getting some extra. You know what?
So I'm like, but I was more interested on what he was doing by my car.
Right.
I didn't care about that. So the following day, I got out. She drove up and I asked her, and I like, hey, I knew that was you that was walking with that guy by the car. Why was he bending over? Oh, he's just a friend. He was waiting on me. And I'm like, well, the last time that somebody broke into my son's car, and she said, well, he's not like that. I said, well, and I just happened to ask, where's your husband at? She's like, well, you're asking a lot of questions. And I'm like, hey, whatever you got going on ain't none of my business. But, when it comes to my car, I'd rather speak with him than speak with you. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
She's like, he's not here. He's not here. I feel more comfortable speaking to a man than to a woman in that situation anyway. Then I already knew what the case was. I mean, I already knew what was going down. She's cheating on her husband. But I'm like, hey, that's none of my business. I ain't got to do with that. Blah, blah, blah. Woo, woo, woo. And I bounced out. And next time I told him, I'm like, hey, because I was going to come out and just go well off on him. I mean, if he's fucking with my car, you know what I'm saying? And there's no question asked.
Last time I walked out on somebody who was circling around my car, I got shot at a couple times. So I get it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you just give him some of your juju, and that's good enough,
I'm all about thunder and lightning here. I'm not going to shoot nobody, but
no,
he, I don't know.
Well,
but anyway,
he was not about thunder and lightning.
Give him some words of thunder and lightning. That'll be good enough.
But Roger, man, I'm on the serious side, man. And I'm beginning to wonder about this, because every weekend there's always something. First question of the day, why do you think this day and age there are so many paracons now? Why do you think that people are hosting these events? Do you think they do it for awareness for the community, or do you think they're doing it for the amount of income that they can bring in?
I think a lot of it is more just to not even so much for awareness for the paranormal community. I think it's just a way for everybody to gather, everybody with a like interest of the paranormal community to gather and have a place where they feel like they fit in. I know a lot of people that I've talked to, and including myself, when you're in the paranormal community and a lot of us have an alternative type, dress style or lifestyle, or, we're a little bit odd and we don't fit in a lot of places. So the paranormal expos and the paranormal paracons and things are where we feel at home. So I think a lot of it is more along the lines of just giving us a place to feel welcomed and a place to gather and be ourselves. So I think that's a lot of the reason why you're starting to see these paracons really pop up across the country.
It's weird because as more paracons are popping up, and I think people are actually, becoming self-aware, but I do see that it's only in a designated area. You see more paracons in the Northeast compared to down south,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to figure why is that? Why is it paracons more uh uh not acceptable? It seems like people are more willing to have paracons in the Northeast than anywhere else in the country. Why do you think that is?
You know, I never really thought about it like that. But it really does make sense. There is a lot more in the Midwest and the Northeast and that nature. And maybe
I
it
know.
might just be due to like demographic and the fact that there's a lot of haunted history in the Midwest and the Northeast. That's where the original settlers and things came in, and aside from like St. Pete down in Florida and things like that, those are the oldest parts of the country. So, greater history, maybe in those areas, it just has a bigger draw to it. Northeast is definitely due to Salem. I mean, witch trials happen there. That's a big draw. You're always going to have that, but it's due to I think it just has to do with the demographic and the history of the area.
Okay,
Mm.
I got one. I'll run it through you. The Bible Belt. What do you think? Because a lot of them are conservatives, and you have to deal with conservative people who are kind of like skittish of the paranormal. So you have a lot of that there too, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, you are
it's
100% right.
it's something. I think southern parts have a lot of you have plantations, you have a lot of slaves that happened in the past, you have a lot of hauntings, right? So I think they have their very fair amount of paranormal going on, but I think it's more like the demographic is more like the you have Baptists, right? You don't have too
Right,
many Catholics, but you have a lot of Baptists and you have a lot of other religions mixed into it, right? So
right.
you see a lot of religious groups, organizations who gather more in the South, and they're more skittish about paranormal. And I had a lady from Alabama said, "I got a devil in my house," and I said, "Yeah, okay, I get you."
you
And
know,
I said, "Okay,
I think you're absolutely right with that Bible Belt. I never really thought about it like that as well, but you're right. People who tend to be, and it's not just Catholic or anything like that. It's Christianity as a whole. They tend to shy away from the paranormal and the spiritual aspect of things,
yeah,
which is funny because if you look at the Bible and the religion as a whole, it is filled with ghosts and spirits and all and all kinds of
yeah."
magic and
Like
stuff. So
even when you Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right?
right.
Duh.
So it's odd to me, but I think you're absolutely right that conservatives in the South are just I think about maybe a good way to put it is they're just less willing to acknowledge the possibilities of the afterlife or the spiritual aspects of the paranormal. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I didn't really think about that. I mean, man,
But
that
because I've had cases that are down south, including with Terry. We do cases together, but I had a lot of cases on my own, and yeah, anything that's paranormal is called the devil. Okay, and
oh yeah,
anything that I'm serious, I'm serious. I do residentials, right? I
I
had a
do
lady
too.
say, "I got a devil in my house." I go, "Okay, yeah, I know. Okay," like I played along with it just to keep her
Yeah.
happy, right? Because they didn't want to say, "No, I don't." I don't do that. But psychologically, you have to like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll help you.
Sometimes you have to just adapt to who you're dealing with.
Yeah, Yeah.
I had a residential case one time where they're like, I got something evil in my house. There's a spirits. It's demonic. It's evil. And I went in there and I said, you don't need an exorcist. You need an electrician. You're
Or you need a shrink. Or you need a shrink, right?
you need an electrician because I walked in the house and the EMF meter spiked as soon as I walked in the door. So
Yeah.
you're probably hallucinating.
Yeah. I think
You
we're
know.
more psychiatrists too, because we have to differentiate the ones who do have paranormal cases and the ones who might have a little problem psychologically too, right? So
Right.
you got the whole shebang of everything all together.
Right. But that's that's the type of validity I bring to the paranormal field. I tell people flat out that 99% of what they see is staged, fake, or they just didn't go through the process of debunking it.
And you can't. How many people listen to that, right?
Yeah, oh, people listen, I am public enemy number one in so many groups.
Yep. And I get called Madam Medusa, right?
No, yeah, I get called all kinds of things.
Shit.
As long as I spell my name
Well,
right,
you
it's
can
all
call
right.
me
I don't
whatever
care.
you want.
That's right. Just spell my name right.
Well, you know what? I mean, it wouldn't. How would the world be if everybody agreed with everybody?
Boring.
I mean, everything. Yeah, the world would be boring, man. Hell, I'll be locked up because there's no way in
More
hell
you than
I would
me.
agree with everybody.
More you than me. Like, I would be locked up first before you.
No,
Why?
why?
I'm in for this debate.
Because I think I think my logic is a little bit different from yours. I think you know what? See, the main reason why me and you argue is because our beliefs are different. You might believe in this of the old ways, but I might believe in this in the new ways, and that's where we clash. Oh, see, there you go.
See, Irene would just have to go, I think, and they'd go, witch, lock her up.
You see, okay. The reason why, because you live in America, I live in Japan, okay?
Yep.
I don't tell anybody what I do. I don't tell my doctor. I don't tell the next door neighbor, except one. She knows. But I don't tell anybody what I do because I'll be locked up first before you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, do you think I can tell the doctors at the hospital that I am a parapsychologist?
Listen, I got a fun one for you. I had to go through a mental health physical for health reasons or whatever. And one of the questions were, do you see people or things that aren't there? And I just froze. I'm like, as a paranormal investigator, I'm not really sure how to answer this question right now.
Right?
How
do you answer that?
And she was like, well, I was like, I mean, not typically. And then she was like, okay. And then she followed it up with, do you hear things that aren't there? And I'm like, what? Once again, I'm not sure. And she was like, you know what I mean? So I failed. I failed my mental health exam, guys.
Well, you're schizophrenic, right?
But here's the question. We're going to stay on that mental health. This world challenges your mental health every day, every hour, every minute. The minute you're waking up, your mental health is being challenged by something that's going on in this world, or something that you've seen you can't explain, or you've done something you can't explain. Your mental health is always challenged 24. Even when you're dreaming, your mental health is being challenged because you have a dream and you remember that dream, then you come out of that dream. What is the first thing that you say? What the fuck? Especially a dream
there's been a few times where I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. So how is that you're mentally it's just crazy how you can have a dream and it can affect your mental aspect of your life.
Yeah.
I blame it on him.
Hey, what's up,
Oh,
Dixieland? I can't wait to get you on the show, man. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Hey, hang around.
Dixieland,
It's
I got
only gonna
one.
get better.
Dixieland, I got
Go
one
ahead.
for you on that. I always tell people when people ask me what I do in my spare time or they ask me what I like to do for my hobbies, I always tell them I spend my time with my dogs and the dead.
You
Yeah.
know what? At least with the people that are non-living, dude, they give you the God honest truth. Some of them
Yeah,
might
and if I don't want
bullshit
to
you.
hear them anymore, I just shut off my equipment.
Yeah.
That's easy for you to say. You should come here and see what I have to deal with. I can't even go outside anymore.
I would love to go to Japan, but it's so taboo there. I know it would be.
I'm going the
There's
last week in
so
September.
much.
Yeah, he's coming in September. You should come with him.
Are you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna, yeah,
That is
it's
awesome.
He's gonna
it's
be
gonna
my
be an
guinea pig.
undertaking.
He's gonna be my lab rat.
No, hey, she's not even gonna see me, man. If she see me, because the cops are knocking on the
Bro,
door and say,
everybody
"Hey,
in Japan is gonna
you-
see you. Anybody who is over 5'5" in Japan is gonna be seen.
oh, yeah, that's a good one."
And I get to tease them. I get to tease them.
No, you can't.
Yes,
No,
I
no
can.
teasing.
Yes, I
You
Tell
know,
everybody,
no,
listen, tell everybody that's Shaq.
but I'm 6 feet shorter than Shaq.
They don't know.
Oh goddamn, that's
You're taller
crazy.
than them, and that's all that matters.
Oh man. Well, yeah, you got a point there. Roger, man. You know, I've had a lot of interesting debates on this show, man. I've had some that I think I pissed people off, and I had some that people agree with me. And I'm pretty sure you've come in and watched the show. I mean,
Oh
not
yeah.
for its entirety, but what do you think about the state of the paranormal? And do you think it could be better, or do you think it's going to get worse before it get better?
Oh, the state of the paranormal community right now is a goddamn mess. Let's call it what
I
it
mean,
is.
Yeah, I agree.
why
Let's
do you
call
think
it
it's
what
a
it is.
mess?
Because I think you got too many people who have jumped on this bandwagon of want to be paranormal investigators
Mhm.
or paranormal entertainers, and then you got in the the age of social media, everybody has an opinion and everybody has a camera and everybody can do, the ones who are genuinely out there and doing things a certain way, they don't take too kindly to the way other ones, portray the field. And then you have the whole paranormal entertainment industry, which is,
The
I don't, the ones that have, well, we won't call out any names or anything, but the ones that have production value and, whole
Yeah.
teams who can produce their content. And I think it's just so it's gotten so watered down and so many people have gotten involved. It's really put a strain on it. And the ones who are really in the field for specific reasons are getting bypassed or getting overlooked or, multitude of things because of the new boom of this younger generation who has a camera and just wants to go do creepy shit.
Yeah.
So
Also, you got a lot of drama too. There's a
how do
lot
we
of drama.
offset that? What do we need to do to offset that? How do we balance this? How do we balance this out?
Honestly, man, I don't think you can. I think you just kind of have to wait it out. You have to wait for these You know, a lot of these fake accounts or a lot of these, um, false investigators to just kind of, wean themselves out. Um, I feel like it's almost a fad with a lot of these kids these days.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if you think about it, really, I mean, they look at even in scary like movies, the fad right now, the genre is scary movies. Once it
Mm-hmm.
switches over and it changes to the next generation, it's gonna die down, and it's one of those things. You're in it for the right reasons, and you have to wait it out and hope that it goes away sooner rather than later, or you let it eat you up, you let it consume you, and then you just get caught up in the mix of all of it.
Yeah.
But is it? I mean, is it? Is this possible? Could this be the new norm? Could this be just a normal thing that we just, all, us old heads, just got to get used to?
I'll be honest with you, I don't listen to a lot of it. I mean, I see what's going on in the paranormal world and stuff, but the way I operate like this. I focus only on my own page. All my content that I post is my original content. It's all my stuff. I don't post anybody else's stuff. I don't go on anybody else's page and say, "Oh, that's fake," or I don't say, "Oh, you're making shit up," or I don't post anything negative on anybody else's pages or whatever. If you come on my page and you're negative and you have something negative to say, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you how it is, and then we're just gonna be done with it. And then we're gonna, I'm gonna block you. We're gonna move on. I'm not entertaining the noise. And I think that's the best thing that we can possibly do is the ones who are in it and involved and doing it for the right things. Don't entertain the noise. Create your little groups. I mean, I got like 50, 60 different paranormal groups that I, communicate with on a regular basis. And if that's not paranormal unity, I don't really know what is. But, not everybody's going to be in that paranormal unity group. It's kind of what you make it. It's not all or nothing. There are different subgroups to things. It's
I
How
also
is
think
Perry? Go
I
ahead.
also think
Go ahead,
that
Irene.
you have people who have their own clicky things, right? And you have,
yeah,
if you don't belong, you're like, and that's what bothers me. And you have to pay so much to be in this magazine, to be part of something, and like, who cares, right? And I'm just like, that's why I like being here, because I don't really worry about it, and I just, okay, whatever. And it's just really crazy because they have their own clicky thing all together, and if you're not part of it, you're kind of like, well, you don't belong, right?
yeah,
And
right.
they call it international, but it's really not international, because they don't really care about everybody else. They only do
No,
what the ones who, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm
One
a
quick
firm
question.
believer. Yeah, go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
One quick question, Lynn. Why come you have not reached out to me to come on the show, man? You have been an average supporter. I really thank you for coming on the show. Why come you have not reached out to me to come on the show? I would love to
Yeah,
have you on.
yeah, Lynn. Lynn's been a very long time supporter of mine as well, and I'm a big fan of hers. I've been following her, so yeah, we need to get her on here and let her voice her opinion on some of these topics.
Yes, sir. You know, it's hard. It's really hard, Roger, when we did it, because when we're talking about the new generation of kids,
Hmm.
paranormal investigators, we're talking about ages between the ages of 18 to what, 27, 28. Dude,
Yeah,
these guys are so stuck into the here and now, seeing things that they allegedly see on YouTube.
Hmm.
Is it hard? Will it be hard to get them out of that mode?
yeah. Well,
Get
I think that's the big part of the big problem is it's not necessarily getting them out of the mode. It's getting them to believe that that's not really paranormal. Um, just because something beeps or something lights up doesn't mean that there's a ghost present. There's electromagnetic fields that are present in the atmosphere all the time, everywhere, all at once. And, there's just a lot of things that that I don't know, they're just not paranormal, and to try to put that into the mindset of some of these newer investigators when that's all they see on TV,
Hmm.
it's hard to convince them that that's the case.
Look, Echo Mike's in the house.
Hi, Mike.
What's
What's up,
up,
man?
my guy?
I
What's up,
told
Echo
him
Mike?
that I'm on today. I told him that we're on today.
Out of Arizona, man. I hope they treating you well over there. If not, you can always move back to Texas.
Ah!
Hey, always come up to the murder mitten.
Oh shit!
Can
Yeah,
I
man.
ask? I'm gonna
Go ahead,
go
Ari.
ahead.
It's all yours.
I was gonna ask a question about it. You get these young people that want that I don't mind. I'm not worried about them being in the paranormal field because you got to learn one way or another. But there's a problem when it comes to they're going to situations that they're biting off more than they can chew, right?
Yeah.
So they find themselves getting into trouble. They're finding themselves they cannot help the client, and it turns into big huge mess that they can't fix. So it's worse
Right.
than what is really there. And I had a case like that, right, where somebody went in there, tried to help. They're told that, okay, can you help this person? Okay, we'll do it. They brought all their stupid equipment. They did everything and said, oh, sorry, we can't
Yeah.
help you. Bye. And and they made a mess of whatever that happened, made it worse, 10 times worse. So it takes a person like you or me to go in there to fix that mess and to help the spirits move on or remove them from the premises, right? So I find it like, don't bite off more than you can chew. If you can't do it, ask somebody else to help you do it, right? Because the paranormal field has a lot of people. There are a lot more experienced people around, and you can't live without the next person. You can't live without this clairvoyant. You can't live without that clairvoyant, because there's a lot of us that we can consult with each other to help each other out, especially if we can't see something that's there that might be well, nasty or good, doesn't matter, right? But it's like all of us are connected together, and we've got Terry's got experience. I've got experience. I think you have experience too, Roger. So I
I've
think,
been around for a
you
while.
know, it's just that if you're young, you want to learn, fine, go with somebody who's really experienced. Go with somebody who can help you up and teach you things. But don't go in there alone with, I call them greenies. Okay, don't go in there alone, because you could wind up being a heck of a lot of problem, and you could wind up getting hurt too. So
Yeah.
it's I'm just coming as a true person who's seen a lot of things and who has helped. Yeah, I even helped Terry because he got hurt. But I mean, there's people like us who can help others and who can help teach the new guy how to act in a place like that. Could be volatile, could be dangerous, could be whatever, right? It's not to us that's dangerous, but it could be dangerous to a person who's young and who hasn't
Mhm.
learned anything, hasn't seen anything. It's stuff like that.
And I try to tell people too, like most people in the paranormal community are pretty humble and pretty laid back people. If you ask, more than likely they're willing to help you out and teach you
Yeah,
and walk you through. If even if you ask like, hey, I really want to go on an investigation, I'm not sure how
yeah,
to do it. Can I tag along? A lot of times, a lot of people will let you do it.
yeah,
But I've found that most of the people who are involved in the paranormal drama are usually like the pick me crowd, or the ones who like
yeah,
drama. It reminds me of like the
yeah,
high school mean girls almost.
yeah.
Or the jocks, and
They want to prove
yeah,
somebody that there's somebody, right?
it's usually the ones who invite the drama in, who are involved in the drama. And I'm just, it's not for me. So
No.
um I usually nip that quick. And soon as, I don't really give a shit what people say about me. I know who I am. I know what I've
Mhm.
done. I know where I'm at in the world. then if other people listen to what people say about me, then that's on them to make that judgment call. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna be me, genuinely, authentically me, regardless, and you're gonna get the same person that you see right now as you see. If I were to come to Japan and visit you, you're gonna get the same asshole that you're getting right now.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, I can be the same bitches.
Like, what the
I'm
hell
kicking
was
tables.
that?
I
Damn,
kicked my table.
you ain't got to take it out on the table, man. He didn't do nothing.
Or somebody got
I had less
pissed.
footwork than I thought.
You know what? Well, with all you guys, he froze up.
Yeah.
I am causing problems over here.
I mean, all right. With all that you guys are saying, now I know that I've done it, dude. Sometimes in this life, we got to crawl before we can walk. We're gonna hit walls. We hit walls when we're young. I mean, there are learning stages to this. So, I mean, is it okay for people to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes and move on? You know, sometimes I might make a mistake and I might need an Irene to say, hey, you know, I need you to help me out with this. I think I made a boo-boo. But, you know, it's also
awesome
good to own that mistake. You know, you can't make a mistake and not be justified. I mean, you got to justify it to you. You got to own your mistakes. You know,
I look at it like this. If you make a mistake and you're unwilling to rectify it or acknowledge it, then it's no longer a mistake. It's a habit. So then at that point, you're no longer willing to correct your bad habits. And then that's when I have an issue. But I mean, there's plenty of people. I'm not perfect. There's plenty of stuff that I miss on investigations, or that I'm excited about, and somebody's like, "Hold on, let's check this," and then we're like, "Damn, debunked." And I've done it to other people, so it's always good to have at least a second pair of eyes. A lot of people think about shit that you just never thought about, and it's really how you take it. Either you're going to take the criticism and go, damn, that's something I didn't think about and it's something I can learn, or you're going to go, no, it's a ghost. And then you're just going to move on and be wrong in your assessment. And from that point forward, I'm going to say, good luck. Good luck in your endeavors. And I'm going to move about my way.
Roger, it's weird because it's somehow, some way, it just came to be a certain percentage. Why is it's a certain percentage that believes in life after death, and there's another percentage that believes that it's not life after death. How it's weird to me because there is so much evidence out there that discredits, the other side. There's people like us that, clearly believe like, hey, there's really something going on. So while those people on the right, as much evidence that we are telling these guys, they don't believe, they just are stuck in their ways. They don't believe it. No matter how much evidence we prove to them, they are stuck in their ways of not believing. What will it take? What will it take? Do we got to bring a ghost? Or I'm not going to say a ghost because I don't even know what the hell a ghost is, to be honest with you. What the hell is a ghost? A ghost, I think that's the most disrespectful thing ever, to call somebody a ghost. If you didn't call them a ghost in life, why in the hell are you calling them a ghost in death?
Yeah.
Nope, I agree.
I don't know what the hell a ghost is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is, I think a lot of it is, and I'll kind of answer in a way that I think is fitting. I think it's the same thing with like religion. If you have an atheist who debates somebody who with religion, and you say, all right, all these things that were said in the book and all these things supposedly happen, show me scientific proof and show me things like this, and a lot of it they can't scientifically prove, you're like,
Mhm.
okay, but you still believe, right? That's the same thing with us in the paranormal world. I mean, there are some things we've had the experiences, we've had some things that we can't explain. We know people who have had experiences, and if you really think about it, paranormal is almost its own religion, because if you don't believe in it, most people are gonna fight you to death on it. But it's how I look at it. It's kind of like its own religion. It's you don't always see everything, and
Mhm.
but the aspects are there, the different scenarios and the variations of energies that we feel, and they're there. We know they're there. We feel them. We see them. We
Mhm.
hear them,
Yeah.
but we can't document them all the
Yeah.
time. And that's the same thing with religion. So that's
Yeah.
that's kind of my rebuttal. It's I don't think we'll ever get people to come around until they have that experience themselves. Much
Yeah.
as you hear a lot of people who are like, I found God and it changed my life. Um, kind of
Or is
the
it
alt.
or is it gonna take, like I've always say, I guess they're gonna have a spiritual paracon in the Northeast where all the people that are not alive can go to this paracon and have a spiritual paracon, and they'll be able to come in, and loved ones and all the love everybody that's been gone is going to come into this spiritual paracon. That's the only way we're going to get people to believe that there's life on the other side.
Yeah, maybe. I just, I think it's the unknown, and with the way people are indoctrinated, especially as we see through just, um, in current time, the way people have been indoctrinated to think certain ways and think certain things. It's hard to break people of their habits, and
Mhm.
you see even minor details people argue over because they've been just so conditioned to believe.
Yeah.
And when you take somebody who's been conditioned religiously that these spiritual entities and these things don't exist,
Yeah.
Oh,
based on a
you know
faithful
what?
background, they're never gonna convert their
Okay.
ways.
Now you mentioned religiously, and I'm going to bring in. This is a Stephen A. Smith that's about to come in on you.
Listen,
I'm
I'll
going
be
to
your
bring
Skip
in.
Bayless.
I am going to bring in. Okay, the race aspect of to this. Now, Black people are the most religious people on the planet, even though Christianity is not our true religion. But somehow, some way, most of us, or majority of us, believe in otherworldly entities. I'm not going to call them ghosts. I'm not going to call them spirits, because I'm still trying to figure that whole situation, those names out. Um,
Deities.
Deities.
yeah.
Deities.
So how is it that one race can accept something and that's more religion than the next race, but this race to the left do not validate it, just would not accept it. But the race to the right will, because they've
Culture.
experienced it, they've seen it, and they've been through it. And sometimes, as a in a race, why do you think that the black race or the African American race, this race, have seen more paranormal and have seen more paranormal than any other race? Why do you think we don't talk about it?
Well, because I mean, because a lot of the African culture is still, in Africa, and they still worship the deities and nature and other things. So, really, to be honest with you, Christianity was initially one of the oldest Bibles found in Ethiopia. Ethiopia. So, Christianity was originally founded in African countries. So, did come from there before it was in white civilization in Europe, but they also they also worshipped several different deities, rain gods, you know, sun gods, all kinds of things. The Anglo-Saxon Europeans worshipped one God only, and they were convinced that there were no other saviors, no gods, no anything that you should worship. So Christianity is one of the actually few religions that only has one worshiping God, and it's just
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, what it just boils down to is just the culture and difference as a whole. Um,
Mhm.
we as Anglo-Saxon Europeans never really had the deities that we historically um, worshipped, unless I mean, you do have some. That's why you have your pagan
Mhm.
Nordics, then you have your Celts. But as far as Europe itself was, um, I mean, essentially it was conquered and converted to Christianity. So um, you have a lot of still natural national roots back in those parts of the world, which we didn't have in the European nations, honestly.
So, Roger, what is the most feared religion on this planet? What is the most religion nobody understands, but a lot of people in the South fear? Not just the South, but in the Caribbean and in the African culture that's been around for thousands of years.
Now, just speaking on, and like I said, this is just speaking on an educational level, and this not going into what I think's right or what I think's wrong in terms of
Right,
religion
right.
or things of that nature. But as far as the most feared religion, I personally believe that it would be Islam. Um, I think Islam is most widely spread, feared across, feared globally. Um,
Mhm.
it's feared in the UK. It's feared in the United States. It's feared,
Mhm.
it's feared obviously
It's feared here
in
too.
Jerusalem. It's feared. It is feared in Japan. It's feared it's feared across the country, or across the world. So I think Islam is the most misunderstood, most feared religion in the world, honestly.
I disagree with you, my friend.
Oh, ho, ho,
The most,
ho.
the most feared religion and the most misunderstood religion this was founded in Africa was
Voodoo.
the voodoo religion. Voodoo
Okay.
came in out of Africa on the slave ship, went to the Caribbean and some parts of Mexico. Then somehow, some way, the Spaniards interacted with that. Then it ended up with the French. Then it ended up with the Native Americans. Then it ended up with African Americans.
Yeah.
So you
If you wanted to go
see
that route,
how
then you
it
could
all
also
circled
argue that
around.
witchcraft would be a feared religion as well.
Well, I think so, but is it as old? You know what? I can put voodoo and witchcraft in the same boat because pretty
Yeah.
much it's the same thing.
Yep.
It's just that
It all.
it's not pronounced wrong. I just think it's in the wrong region. Cause I don't think witchcraft was called witchcraft until it hit the United States. I don't know what it was called before then because
Right.
I've never heard of witchcraft in Europe. Yeah, I think I've never heard of it. I mean, I've never encountered it, but I think it might have because I think it came from early settlers, but I don't know what it was called when it was in the Europe, when it
I'll
was
tell
in
you what,
Europe,
the witch trials in Europe were bigger than the witch trials in the United States.
and what it was called and what it originated from. I would have, and I think it originated from. I think it came out of Africa from with the original people. I'm not sure, guys. Don't quote me on this because I have not got that far deep in it. You know what I'm saying? But I really think I really think voodoo religion is one of the most feared, and a lot of people don't really
I
study
think
it.
you might be
Those
right.
that do, or man, it's a lot going on.
I think you
A
might
lot
be
of people
right,
don't know that.
Terry. Honestly, that's a good one, man. You caught me with that one. And here's a fun little fact too. That a lot of people don't realize. You know, in voodoo, you know, the voodoo dolls, they weren't necessarily used to put the cushions in to inhibit pain to you know, oppressors or opposers or those who that you had issues with. They were used by voodoo doctors who used those pins to put the pin in the point where they were experiencing pain as a remembrance. So that way, when they would come back, that pin would be in a point of pain. And if they were still experiencing pain, they would leave it in. If the pain was gone, they would pull it out, signifying that the pain is no longer there. And that's actually where voodoo pin cushion dolls originated from.
So, do you think Christians will ever use pins and dolls, or do you think they will rely on old-fashioned medication?
Oh, I think they rely on good old fashioned medical science. It's not really my bag, but um, Anglo-Saxon European Christians, they love they love the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, they do. Even the doctors that are not any religion believe, they love the pharmaceutical companies.
One hundred
Uh,
percent.
what do you think it needs to happen? Is it, you know, because I know in my heart, I truly believe that everything is connected to everything.
100%.
I
Everything is energy.
believe that that ufology is connected to paranormal. I think it's just one big circle. I think it's all connected. Uh, so how would you think if someone was to come in a spaceship, land on this planet, the Anunnaki? We'll go with the Anunnaki and
Oh, that's one of my favorite topics.
say, hey, uh, we put you in our image. We're billions of years ahead of you. We know how to control life and death. We created you in our image. Uh, and for a fact, we know for a fact there is life after death. You know how we know? Because we created it just for you. How do you think how do you think certain religions would respond to that?
I think 90% of the religions would lose their mind, and I think it would be absolutely epic to sit back and watch.
Do you think there would be chaos?
I
Do you think there would be madness?
Oh, there would be 100% chaos because, especially, yeah. Listen, I was born and raised Catholic. I was born and raised Christian my whole life. I up until a couple of years ago, I kind of abandoned the Christian religion. I've went more to spiritualistic, more of witchcraft and things of that nature. I've felt a lot better. I've been healthier. Things have settled down. But I think when you look at religions such as Christianity, it has been so indoctrinated to everybody
Mm-hmm.
across the world. Christianity is worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
That I think if that many people realized that they were duped,
Mm-hmm.
there would just be absolute chaos. People can't handle being wrong, and to be
Yeah.
wrong on that scale, it would be epic failure, and it would be absolutely wonderful to watch. I mean, I like chaos, so
Mm-hmm.
I think,
I agree with you there because I was also raised as Catholic, right? And there's a couple of crazy priests on TikTok who saying that if you talk to spirits, you're talking to the D. you
mhm.
know, but it's and I think
But you go pray to
one of the
Jesus.
priests got into I think one of the priests got into trouble because of that because there are priests who help certain types of dark spirits,
Mhm.
and I not everything is a D, but there are some people, even in the Catholic Church, who think that if you talk to spirits, you're talking to the wrong side of, But
Yeah.
I I think, and a lot of people think that still spirits are demonic, right? And they're
Mhm.
not.
Well, I believe entirely you live in death as you lived in life, and everything is just energy. Essentially just we're walking around in a meat suit, but when we die, we just lose our physical form, and our conscious carries on.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
we live eternally, and I maybe that's why I think I have such a hard time with God and religion and things of that nature, because for me I feel like the afterlife is just pure consciousness and
Mhm.
pure energy consciousness. And if
Mhm.
that's what people believe that their God is, then that's what they believe it to be. But
Mhm.
But
I believe that we're
ain't, but ain't death? You know what? I consider death as freedom
right.
because
Yep.
you are not bounded to anything anymore.
Right.
Mhm.
You don't
That's
have to pay
essentially
a
how I see it
bill.
as well.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You just let yourself go. You finally get a moment of peace, and you
And I
can
believe
just say, "What?"
it untethers you from your human form. Your consciousness
Yeah.
still lives on in pure energy form, but you're
Mhm.
no longer tethered to your human flesh. And
Mhm.
I think that that's where I stand different than most people who believe in God and religions, where
Mhm.
they think that, they go into heaven. And I personally think that if that's what your consciousness believes, that's where you're going to end up, then you're going to create that afterlife for yourself. So that's perfect for you. Me, I
Mhm.
just believe that, we're still going to be conscious energy beings that never dissipate. We're just no longer
But
tethered
is
to.
that? But is not? And this is just me thinking. I can't help but think that how the universe is formed.
Mhm.
The universe is
Mhm.
formed by energy.
Mhm.
Correct.
So how is it that we are not? Because I was always taught that once we die, we are one with the universe. The universe needs energy to survive.
You are the universe. The universe is you. You are one within the universe. So
Yeah.
your spiritual energy becomes one with the spiritual energy around you. You hold the whole universe in, because you have that same energy. You just currently have that tether of the human body.
Mhm.
Once you lose that
Oh,
tether of the human
Irene,
body,
if that's the case, I'm throwing marbles at you every day.
Ah, stop it.
Terry's going to use his pure energy conscious form to be an asshole.
Mhm.
Well,
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do?
that's in my DNA.
Bro,
I
hey,
can't help
listen, we can be
myself.
the shenanigan twins. I'm good with it. Let's rock.
I can't help myself but be. I think I was born one. Now I was
Make sure you
born
link
with
up with me in
one.
the energy
Born
world.
one.
You see, he was
Dude,
born to be a pain in the butt, right?
Absolutely.
but you know what? Here's the thing, guys. One day we're gonna all. This is all gonna come to pass. Everything that we're talking about is gonna happen to each and one of us.
Mhm.
Yep,
And are you guys excited for that day? Or you
I am.
like, or
I'll
is
be
it
honest
like,
with you.
well, when it happens, it happens.
So,
I'm not gonna go out of my way to make it happen, but if it happens, it happens.
here's my mentality on it is, um, I would never do it myself, but I'm more than open to going. But then again, I live my life with severe stage fiber. I'm in pain from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. I, spend some of my days I have to spend in a wheelchair. Some of them I'm spending on a walker. So for me, like to have that thought of having the most freeing feeling and not being tethered to, this pain and chaos all the time, I'm okay with it. And, I think the only thing that's really tied me to my human, bound self is the fact that I have kids and I have somebody relying on me. Other than that, hey, freedom sounds fantastic.
But kids have a tendency of moving on. I mean, they will not. They were get
Damn,
over
Terrier's
it.
like, do it.
Yeah.
No, they would get over it eventually, but it's in our nature to evolve into something better. And it's the grief process. That's the hardest process. Okay, guys, let's break it
Yeah.
like this. If nobody invented grief, do you think they would care if someone passed away or not?
No, and I think ultimately, in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't really matter anyway. So you're right; it's a grieving process, but it does fade, and they get through it. Because eventually we're become pure energy, and we go back to the way of
Yeah.
the universe. So
Because
it
I'm
doesn't
sitting
have
here.
any.
More you than me because I've come back twice already, and I'm waiting to come back again.
No, you're not.
I'm
gonna
sorry.
Yes,
stop.
I am.
No,
I've
you're
been
not.
back. I've been. Yeah, I've
Two
been
of you is
reincarnated.
enough. We don't need a third. I don't think your husband can handle that.
What? Because
Uh,
well, he's gonna have to deal with it.
Oh, you telling him to deal with it?
Yep.
How
no,
rude
they're
is
only
that?
going to let me. I know they're only going to give me one go around at this. I'm a menace from the time I wake up to the time I go to.
But guys, there's so many TV, and I was watching that last night. There's so many kids who are saying that they've been reincarnated.
Yeah.
They know things that they shouldn't know.
Yeah.
No, I know. I watched some stories, man. That shit's wild. Kid
Yeah.
goes to never been there. Kid goes at like 8 years old to Egypt and points out and maps out the whole goddamn thing.
Yep.
Not just the whole not thing. Or what about the kid that was in World War II, got shot down in World War II? He's 3 years old and telling his mom that never seen this plane a day in his life. He tells his mom, "Oh, I've been in that plane before and I got shot down in it." And dude, you've never seen that plane the day before in your life. And he can tell you where.
I better not come back. I'm gonna be pissed if I got to do this again.
Well, you know
what?
I
I
want to
can't
come
wait
back.
to come back. I can't wait to come back again.
Hey, you think we're gonna meet each other again?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna put you through hell all over again.
But you see, this is what my religion is now. It's not a religion, whatever, because I'm
Right.
Shintoist, okay. And it was always part of me, and it was always part of my family. So I think I'll always come back, and I think every time I come back, I learn something different.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Is and I tell people even with Christianity, because I'll be honest, I'm an ordained minister. So I'm gonna I was definitely Christian. And even people who are still like, well, I don't know why you would leave your faith and things like that. I have my own reasons on why I left my Christian faith. That doesn't mean that I gave up on certain things. Because I believe having a type of religion to live your life morally well is important. And if that's how you have to, get yourself through it and be a morally good person, then that's important. I believe things differently. I look at the Bible more as a history book rather than a biblical testament to
Yeah.
to everything that is and will ever be. I look at things from more of a, like I said, I'm more of a eclectic spirit, spiritualist.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is energy,
Mm-hmm.
and perception. We agree that certain things are certain ways, and we all see them that way because we've agreed that in perception that's what they are. But if
Yep.
we change our mindset collectively as a species and as
Mm-hmm.
individuals, we can change everything. And
Yeah.
that's because energy is constantly fluid and flowing. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's kind of why I abandoned my religion. Go ahead, Terry. Sorry, buddy.
Roger, there's no way in hell. I'm sorry, but I got to get you on this. There is no way in hell I can say that the Holy Bible is a history book, because history books are a bunch of fairy tales. The Holy Bible is fairy tale. I can't say, because whoever wrote the history book did not get it right.
Mm-hmm.
History is based on certain factual knowledge. And I don't see that in the history books. I mean, I don't see that in the Bible. There's so many things that are left out. There are so many things that are not consistent. I mean, there are so many people left out.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to
Yep,
be in the
there are
book, and
books.
they're not.
There are entire books left out of the Bible.
Mm-hmm. And they got the names wrong
So
too.
The Book of Enoch
there's
was
no way I can.
completely removed from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't say that the Bible is. I'm gonna disagree with you on here. I can't say that the Bible is history when history, in my opinion, and what I believe, history is facts. There's nothing fact about that Bible.
And I was
First
always
or
call
second,
myself a pagan.
King
So,
Yes, I am a
and
James.
pagan.
this is where we'll disagree a little bit. And like I said, I'm not even really religious anymore, but there have been things that have been written in the Bible that have been historically pinpointed, such as specific locations in the Bible that have been located. There are some things that have been 100% pinpointed to what they were specified directly into the Bible. So that's where I contest that it is, in a sense, a bit more of a history book rather than a biblical deity to base your whole life off of.
What fact do you have? Because every location, besides, uh, well, let's say, well, no, you can't even count that. Most of the locations in the history in that book has been wiped out by the war. So, what locations are you specifically talking about?
They've been wiped out by the war, but you can still physically visit them on the globe. Um,
But
you
there's
know,
but there's no proof that they're still there. If you're talking about cities in Egypt, cities in Africa, they are no longer there. So there's no proof that they actually exist.
there are a lot of cities in the Middle East that were also listed in the Bible that do exist.
Like,
You want to go to Palestine?
well, Palestine wasn't always Palestine.
But in a sense, rather it be a biblical, what's the word I'm looking for? A sacred book, or a history book, or a fiction book, however you want to look at it. Um, it still is just morally a sense of a guideline than anything else. But people follow it to a T, and they're like, "Well, this is word. This is," and I don't think that's accurate. I think
I
there
just
are
think
events that
if
happen
they,
in the book that happen. I mean, there are evidences of a great flood. There are evidences of things that have happened in the book, but they're It doesn't
I,
mean
I,
that.
I I just I just think it's a book. I just think it's a book of control.
I agree with you
You
on it.
have to
I agree
control
with you
that.
on that. Honestly, I agree
I
with you
mean,
on
you
that
have to.
because it's
Yeah, go ahead.
essentially it is. What's the word I'm looking for? Why am I drawing a blank on this? It's controlled obedience. That's what I'm looking
Hmm.
for.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you on that one.
Yep, I agree
Do
with you.
this, follow this book, or you'll go to
Hmm.
hell and you'll be in
Yep.
forever in damnation. And it's
Yep.
obedience by fear. And
Yeah. Yep.
it's amazing that billions of people around the world are like, yep, that's exactly what happened.
And
you
if
know,
you don't behave
um,
yourself, you're gonna go to hell, right?
that's
And
right.
it's
But I
kind of
don't
like,
understand is they put these 10 commandments in and they expect you to obey these 10 commandments. And we are, you know, going against these 10 commandments every single day. The minute it says do not indulge, dude, I can't help but indulge
Yep.
myself in everything that I freaking do and everything. If I want to indulge myself in a pizza and a pie, I'm going to indulge it. If I want to indulge myself in a sexual activities, I'm going to indulge it. I mean, it makes it seem like it's a you can't
Listen,
win.
man, just say three Hail Marys and you'll buy your way right back into heaven.
exactly, right?
Do not
Yeah.
steal. It says do not steal, dude. You know how much food I've taken from my job? Is that considered stealing? And I don't
Don't
ask.
steal or you'll go to hell unless you
Exactly.
apologize. Unless you apologize, then you'll go back to heaven.
Well, I apologize for stealing this boneless wing that I took.
It's just there's just so many contradictions and things like that in the Bible. I
Yeah.
just I'll be honest with you, the time that I really lost my religion and all of it was when I was watching some of what we're supposed to be the holiest people in the world commit crimes against children. And once I can
Yeah.
see that happen in any institution, there to me, if you are claiming that God is the Almighty and you are worshiping Him and you are supposed to be the holiest of people worshiping Him and you're committing acts of crimes against children, then there is no God. That's when I really started to lose my
Yeah.
faith in religion
I,
and things of that
I
nature.
agree.
So
Yeah. I
But the
agree with you
biggest
there
one
too.
that I can't understand is as a African American, religion, Christianity wasn't religion, was our original religion.
mm,
So when I hear these people, oh, you got to be God fearing, the first thing I would want to say is the first thing they say, oh, I'm a Christian. And I say, and the first thing that I want to say is Christianity is not your true religion. What was your true religion before Christianity? The only way you became a Christian, our ancestors became a Christian, is we were taught by the slave master.
Hmm.
now
And
Christianity
that's
only
how,
became as
huh?
Christianity only became as polarized as it is because of colonization. I mean, let's
Yeah.
be real with
Yeah,
it.
be
It
real with
spread
it.
across because the Europeans brought it over here, and if you didn't
Mm.
convert or if you didn't, they'd slaughtered you. So, Christians were some of the most ruthless, brutal people on the face of the
Mhm.
planet,
Yeah.
and
And
They
they
came
still
here
like that
too
today.
in Nagasaki from Portugal and places like that. And Protestants came here from the other parts of European too, from Europe too, and they were, yeah, you wouldn't want to know what happened to them, because
I'm I'm,
Well,
I'm a big history
I'm
guy,
not,
so
no, I'm not I'm this might ruffle a couple of feathers, but I'm gonna say this. It was Christians that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It wasn't politicians, it were
no.
Christians, whether you believe that or not. even though there was a war going on, and they
Mhm.
wanted to end that war. But everybody that was in, from the White House to the general to everybody over there, those guys, even the people that flew the plane, all those guys were Christians. It was just the way, it was just the time that everybody believes that Christianity was the right way and the only way,
Mhm.
and they just wanted to wipe everybody out. They didn't care.
No.
And it's
You know
only
what's
right
crazy?
when
They,
it caters to your narrative.
yep,
Yeah.
and they wiped out Americans that was in Japan.
Yeah.
They killed
Oh yeah.
Americans in Japan.
Yep.
They didn't
South
care.
Americans, Spain, uh, Brazilians, every Christian organization that came after the war to give relief blankets, water, and food were all killed.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know,
And
but guys, the one thing that puzzles me is about this whole paranormal community. No, just the paranormal in general is, why do we only search out for non-living humans? Why
huh?
is that our biggest goal? Non-human, non-living humans that have passed away. You know, because if you look at it, dude, everything passes away. Why is that we don't go searching for dinosaurs that have passed away? You know what I'm saying? Ghost dinosaurs. I mean, it sounds kind of funny and it sounds kind of ridiculous, but let's think logically here. Everything that passed away has energy and it has a soul.
I think it's
Yeah.
just people have a tendency to hold on to relationships with other people. So they want closure, or they need some type of validation that somebody's okay, or something, that they moved on to the afterlife. So I think it's just more of a mindset of, we typically only think about people when we think about the afterlife, rather than
Mhm.
pets or anything like that. Because I mean, I've had some weird instances where I've seen cats, dogs, shadows, things like that. So there are definitely some entities that are non-human.
Yeah.
I think it's just more along the lines of, I don't know. It's just been ingrained that that's what everybody's looking for all the time. You see it in the movies, you see it in the TV,
But,
you see it on
but,
Discovery and TLC, and you
but
know
yeah, but why? Why is it so hard for people to think outside of the norm?
we're not a
That
thinking society anymore, Terry.
No.
It's so easy to just focus on one thing and fall in line and be part of the group and follow suit. We're not we're not the type of society that wants to think about things anymore.
but is that safe?
No, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
We quit. We quit. We quit thinking for ourselves. We quit. We quit thinking we have to. We go as a group and thinking what everyone else this is doing the same thing, but we quit thinking outside the box. We quit thinking for ourselves. We no longer have a mind to our own. Some of us do, yeah, you can say I do, but a lot of people don't. So they have to go with the flow
Bro,
because
how many of these students are graduating with ChatGPT and all that shit, man? They ain't even doing their own assignments anymore. They're plugging it
no,
into
no.
ChatGPT and the computer's doing it.
Yeah, because they can't. You quit thinking for yourself. You quit learning that way outside the box because you have to. You see, it's like it's a round
Think
circle. You
memories.
can't put it in a square box. So all the kids are taught how put the round peg in the round box, in the round circle. Okay, that's how they're taught here in this country. Okay, so you have to do the same thing as everybody else. Okay, and you can't be different. Once you're different, yeah.
I
It's
like
like
to say
everyone. Yeah.
you're taught what to think, not how to think.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep. It's really strange because it's just this is just thinking the other way around because I've taught my children about conversational English. Okay, the kids here learn how to read out of a book. The teachers teach the kids out of a book. Okay, the book teaches you this way. The kids cannot understand a word anybody else is saying. Like if Terry comes here and he asks him a question, he goes, huh? Like this. But you see,
Right.
I taught my kids how to think differently. And they go to their teachers, they said, well, my mother speaks English. She said that this is not right. You gotta this is how you speak. And they go, huh? Because that's how they're taught in university
Right.
how to teach children in English in high school and in junior high and elementary. So
Yep.
they don't know any other way, and that's it. That's the way they're supposed to teach it. That's it.
Yep.
Unless you get a teacher that's from overseas who teaches kids how to converse in English. So my kids have a problem, and the teachers they fight with the teachers because the teachers don't know. They can't even tell. They can't even say hi. How are you? They can't even do that. So and my children
Yep.
know how to do that, right? And it's like they have a battle with their teachers all the time. And when I go to school and when I see them teach the teachers teaching in class, the teachers can turn all pure white, like somebody took the life out of them when I go there because they know that I'm different,
Yep.
right? And they know I'm going to be watching, and they know I'm going to be listening, and they don't like being judged because oh shit, here she comes,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, the
It's
Japanese culture
that,
definitely is very
but
stringent.
that's the way it is here, right? You're taught so you can pass the entrance exam to university. That's how you supposed to. That's how you're
Hmm.
supposed to do it. But I mean, there's no other way, and you can't change it because it doesn't work like that. And
Right.
it, that's the like that, right? And even I had trouble with that when in the beginning. But you know what? I've been living here for a very long time, and yeah, well, okay. But then I have an opportunity to teach my children differently, and that's what I do,
Right.
and that's how they learn. And and they all have disagreements with their teachers, and teachers don't know how to do it, and the teachers don't know how to even answer their questions because they don't know themselves, right? Because they were never taught that differently, right? So it's the same thing is that if you're not taught differently, you go with the flow and that's it. They don't know any other way. And it's the same
Yep.
thing with paranormal too. If you do one thing the only way that you know, you cannot learn any other way, and that's it.
That's why I like the collab so much. And yes, Lynn, I still see you over there. That's why I like the collab so much because there are so many different things that I learned from other people. I mean, there's a lot of things that I didn't even think about. Um, and I've collabed with quite a few people across the country, and I've learned
Oh, he
a lot. I mean, I've learned a
Yeah,
lot from,
yeah,
in terms of how to set up different equipment, different techniques to use.
yeah,
And I like to think I taught a lot of them how to debunk a bunch of stuff. So, you know,
yeah.
it works. And I think
And
as long as
the
we keep
thing
doing
is
that,
that
it's great.
the things that you learn, the things that you do paranormal there will not work over here, whether you like it or not. Like you can go blue in the face with all your friggin' equipment, and it's not gonna work. And they're gonna tell you that they don't want it. Don't use it. Put that damn thing away, or else I ain't gonna talk to you. That's how that's how they are here. And
See, it's funny
and
because I don't use a lot of equipment. I mean, I probably have $10,000 worth of equipment, but when I go out on locations, most times I end up using my body cam, my mini
mhm,
DVR camera, and my
yeah.
recorder, and that's about it. I'm not big on the electronic stuff. It doesn't really mean
But
anything to me.
the rules are quite different here. They're more scary. You can get a lot more jealous ones. You can get ones that will talk to men and will not talk to women. You can get ones that will talk to women, not talk to men. So the rules have changed. The tables have changed here when it comes to paranormal. It can be more frightening. That's why I always pick and choose what I do because
Yeah.
my groups I don't do a lot and I don't post a lot because I mean, you can watch it, But Terry can watch it, but I don't want anybody else to watch it because they don't, because they can come after you, right? It's just,
Yeah.
it's if your video's not blessed, they'll definitely come out and and they'll come out and take vengeance on you, and you don't want that hanging around in your house all day long. Not nope.
No. Yeah.
It's
And no.
just
I mean, dude, if things is so simplified, why is it so difficult to do what we do? Why do people make it so damn hard? I don't understand that. I mean, it's really hard for me to
Terry,
sit back and
Terry, because you're dealing with different entities, okay? Like America, you have Native American spirits. You have the spirits from Victorian era. You have the spirits from something else, right? So you're dealing with different kind of people, okay? And they have different cultures. And they have different aspects. They have different religions. So you're dealing with all different things, all in this huge melting pot, and you have to separate. What am I dealing with? Why why is it this way? Why is it that way? What are these people? What are the religious beliefs? And and it's easier there, but it's so much harder. Okay, because you deal with different kind of cultures altogether. As to here, you only have one, right? There you have so
but
much.
what I'm saying is why go out and buy why why do we invest so much into uh uh what is that company called? Why do we
Ghost
invest
stop,
Ghost Daddy.
ghost stop.
why do we invest so much in the Gov Stop? Why are we putting so much money in their pockets? Why? I mean, what is the point
I think it's
when you
just fun to
need?
play with the gadgets.
Plus,
I
You
you
mean,
got a
know.
lot of people who are not clairvoyant. They like doing what they're doing, but they can't see and they can't smell and they can't feel. That's why.
And you
And
have a lot of people who don't understand how they use their equipment, so they just throw it out there and wait for a light to go off and go, "Ooh, look a ghost." Um,
yeah, that's
you
right. And
know,
they said, or a cat ball that goes. I said, oh, thank you. I go, what the
yeah,
hell? Like, just because a goddamn cat ball goes off doesn't mean there's a spirit there, right? Yeah.
right. Yeah, like I said, I'm not big on all the electronic stuff myself. I
No.
use it because it's fun to play with, or it's
Hmm.
fun to be like, "Hey, can you set that off?" And if it goes off, cool. But I don't consider that actual evidence. The only evidence I
No.
ever
No.
consider is if I physically caught something that I can see,
Hmm.
or if I audibly caught something that I can hear. And
Hmm.
like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years. And as far as evidence goes, like hard evidence, I probably have maybe like 4 or 5 good pieces of evidence.
But you see, you use it for to confirm what you hear or confirm what you see, right?
Right.
So everyone else can see it. Okay, it's not necessarily for something. It's just a confirmation so everyone else can hear it too, from
Yeah.
what you heard. Like, I agree with that there too. It's used in a proper way to confirm the people who can't see can see it. But in there's me on the other hand, who don't give a shit if you can see it or not, because I can see it.
Hey, you got to think about it too. I mean, all this equipment, all this electronic equipment runs off of electromagnetic fields.
Mhm.
And there's electric magnetic fields all over the place, all over the time. I mean, look there's our phones, microwaves. I mean, we use electronics for everything. So,
Yeah,
um, just for these things to beep and go off, it's like, oh, that was pretty cool or that was fun, but I would never qualify that as actual evidence.
no, no, no. But it sounds like fun, right?
I mean, it's fun, and I think that's why we buy them.
Yeah.
I make equipment, I buy it. Like I said, I have probably over $10,000 worth of equipment that 90% of the time sits in my equipment box because I don't pull it out. Um,
Yeah.
it's nice to know that I have it if I want to go get it or use it, but I don't know.
Do you have you with older spirits around? do they accept your equipment or not?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just like, I had one instance specifically that rings out to my mind. It's a place that's not even very popular. It's a little hair salon that's in the middle of Northville. Nobody's ever even heard of this place. It's not on any radars or anything. And I was in there and I took all my phones and everything off on me. And man, every time I would walk past this goddamn REM pod, it would go off. And I would stop and I would back up, it would go off. I would start walking towards it. It would stop. I would back up. It would go off. And like they were watching me on the CCTV cameras, just cracking up watching this thing. And I'm like, you can see me trying to think everything through, checking everything, checking my pockets. Um, and this was, this was an older place. It was one of the original places that was built in Northville at the time. It was an old jail. It was an old brothel and things. So there's definitely some older ghosts. It was, drunk tank. And I think they were having fun with my equipment, as opposed to where I've gone to some other places where I've gone full batteries, everything, walked in a basement, drained 5 pieces of equipment within 3 minutes.
Hmm.
So I mean, for me, it's one of those things, man. I think they just really. I think they live in death how they lived in life. If they were okay with equipment in life, or if they were adaptable in life, even if it was before all this equipment happened, it would pique their curiosity and they would be more interested to try to adapt and touch it and play with it and see what it does. Whereas you have some of these old timers where they're like, I ain't learning nothing new. Don't teach me nothing. And, those are the
Yeah.
ones I think that go in there and just suck all the energy out of your equipment and say, get this shit out of my face.
Well,
I
the question is for me is how do we determine who's old and who's new? Because one thing that I know for sure is they're never disclosing their age.
no.
Unless you're an
So how do
absolute
we?
clairvoyant, there's really no way to determine. I mean, I just go off, the history of locations and what the basis of what I know, and if there's any deaths or anything tragic histories or anything like that. But in the grand
I
scheme of
got a
things,
good I got a good one for you. Okay, we've got lots of shadow people here. Okay, I call
oh
them
shit,
people. I don't.
yeah, I got
And
shadow person.
yeah, they've got a whole bunch of shadow people here, like train stations everywhere else. And I think, okay, since we're not a Christian country, since we're a Buddhist country, we're allowed to end our horrible, miserable life to begin a new one. Okay.
Hmm.
And I think that's why there's a lot more shadow people here. Um, there because they were miserable in the first life, so they become somewhat of walking the country as the shadow person, as the dark entity. And there are some people who are in pain, so much pain that mm, they end up walking that way throughout, and they'll never be able to cross over. Okay,
Hmm.
that's another thing here. That's another Jack in the Box. But I mean, as compared to America, there are less shadow figures there than there are here, and I think, and some can be really really scary, and some can be really dangerous. Um, it's just a thing here that it's like it's almost everywhere, right? And they're everywhere, and they're on the trains. They're out at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're just everywhere. And y- when an accident happened, when a person gets hit by a train, okay, yeah, they jumped. Okay, oh geez, not again. Like, oh, okay,
Right.
same old, same old. But they do haunt everywhere, and it's just the normal thing here. Like, here we go again. Like, it's just the same old here. Okay, because nobody really reacts to it. Oh, here we go again. Oh Jesus, like. Someone's gonna have to clean up that mess, right? That's all they.
Now
That's
they're
all they
like,
think about.
now they're like, man, now we're gonna be late for work.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. And he said, "Jesus, we're gonna be late for work." Like, God damn it, you stupid dumb idiot! Why did you do
Right.
that, right? But it's just
I've always been
like
fascinated with Japan's like horror lore and
it,
paranormal. Like,
it's just shadow people are always there'll always be around. There'll always be around in America too, and in the ones in Japan too. They'll always
yeah,
be around, and their deaths was not planned.
right,
They didn't live out their life, and they died before their time, and it's just like you can't stop it. Okay, you're not going to be able to
right.
stop it because there's
Yeah.
always going to be something that happens, right? It's just I don't know what the
Well,
hell
like,
I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
yeah.
I can't
Well, like
get
I said, I fully believe that energy continues on once you pass anyway. So I believe there's
yeah,
energy around us all the time
yeah,
anyway. So I there's always energy around us. I feel like there's hauntings everywhere,
yeah.
and that's just because residual energy or stuck energy that's been constant throughout history.
hmm the worst place for that would be Okinawa because after the World War II, like
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that happened right in that
yeah,
little island, and that whole little island is full of spirits and full of hauntings and everything else, and including the American base that's on Okinawa too.
yeah.
So I mean, you got a lot of shit happening, right? And you got a lot of dangerous places that nobody dares to even talk about. Even the military won't talk about it there either. So you have this whole bundle of energy, and it's like it gets stronger and stronger,
Mm.
Did you hear that
and the
kid?
and the
And
veil.
I'm the nutcase who's like, let's go.
Yeah, like I'll take you, but it's just like wow. And I feel the veil is getting thinner as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's a lot more whoops, like, there's a lot more interaction with people and spirits, and there's going to be a lot more till this time comes. I think it happened right after COVID where people started staying home and starting seeing things that they didn't see before. So I think
I like to call it the Great Awakening.
yeah,
The Great Awakening is
Yeah,
upon us.
yeah. And I think
because
it's funny because like more you guys than me that that's why I can't go outside, like yeah, because my city is the most haunted city in all of Japan. It's in Tokyo. It will always be the most haunted city, and it's crazy, and yeah, I'm gonna stay inside.
yeah, you mentioned something a few minutes ago, but I forgot what you were talking about. That's
We're,
how it happened.
I think we were talking
Go
about
ahead.
how I feel like we're always haunted all the way around us because
Yeah,
energy's
yeah.
persistent constantly. It always exists.
Yeah, and you know what? It's never going to go away. And I think there's going to be more where people are going to be interacting with spirits more.
I think
No.
so too. I think the Great Awakening is happening. I think people's higher consciousness is starting to come into play. I don't
Now,
think this whole Great Awakening is just on a plane of world politics. I think it's larger than that.
Mm-hmm.
now, okay. Now you mentioned that. Now, is this when you mentioned a great awakening? Now, are you referring to the new generation of people that are coming into the world that are a little bit more open from, because everything is weird because baby boomers, and if I'm think, was it what baby boomers, then was it Gen Z
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
millennials after that?
Hmm.
It would be baby boomers and then Gen X, millennials.
Because I think each one of those generations are a little bit more open than the other. You
Yeah,
know, these guys here have a lot more going on than the kids that were born in the 2000s and the 1900s and the 19s, in the 90s. So I think every generation progresses from one generation to another, and I
yeah.
just think these
I think
guys
it really
here.
started with. I really think it started with the millennial generation. The Great Awakening kind of started with the millennials, our generation, because we were the first ones who really started breaking down and questioning the norm of wait a minute, why are we doing this? Why is it this way? What exactly is this? And we were the ones who really questioned just everything around us, and it's trickled down into the generations below us, and people are really starting to see that maybe not everything that we've been taught throughout our lives and throughout history and throughout everything has been truthful. And we have there's definitely more abilities that we have within the constraints of ourselves that have been limited because we've been taught that we don't know, we've never been taught how to use them, or how to manipulate different energies that we have. And we've been essentially dumbed down to be consistent products of the manufacturing realm. Um,
Mhm.
but
And
I
I'm
think
and
the younger generation is bucking that trend and really starting to explore real
you
life
and
possibilities that things are different than what we've been taught.
Do you
I
think that we
agree
can
with.
obtain more information easier than before, than the people who were born in the 1990s? Because you got Google, right? You got
Yeah.
the internet, right? And so you can pull out more information now than there was before. I think I think people are searching the web more about certain places that are haunted, and
Mhm.
there's more write-ups about it now than there were before. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean the free flow of information has definitely changed the game. Google and all the search engines and social media has really changed how we look at
Yeah.
things. So um, we there was a very structured system before this giant free flow of information, and now that we can communicate freely, like I would have never been able to talk to you in Japan. I mean, I there's no way I would have been able to really know what was going on in Japan other than my local news. But now being able to talk to you, I can have that interaction and I can get firsthand experiences, which was never a possibility before. So with that realm of possibilities, we're starting to be able to open our minds to maybe not everything that we're seeing in this small scope of things is actually what's going on in the real world. Um, you learn that hatred isn't so widespread as the media makes it out to be, and
Yeah.
you learn a lot about the world when you realize that everything you've been kind of taught is very one sided, and it's almost like a tunnel vision education on everything. So
I'm gonna tell you something, okay? My Google is totally different than your Google. I mean, I can get a ton of information on my Google, and you can only get half the amount of information on your Google.
uh,
And I
And
don't
because
know
we're censored,
why.
Google Google is censored. Our Google is
yes,
censored.
yes.
Okay, that's the difference between my Google and your Google, right?
Which is
You
funny
know,
because we're
and
supposed to be the country of the
it's
First Amendment and freedom from censorship.
But I tell you, we're less
yeah.
censored than you are. We
You
have
would think.
open press. We have open press. We have free journalists, and the government says that free journalism must be here to, because you cannot you cannot stop journalism from opening up and from telling the truth, because it's so very important to have free journalism here in Japan. So yeah, you get they're everywhere, and they're, yeah,
That's
it's
definitely on my bucket list to visit.
Why don't you come with Terry?
Definitely my
I,
bucket
you
list.
know, might have to
Only
make a
Hell, we
trip
would
down
never
there with
make
him
it
with
to the
us.
airport. We'd be in a
You
fucking
only
car
have
in
to
Las
just pay
Vegas
for
somewhere.
air. You only have to just pay for air because I'm putting him up at my place, and
Oh,
I'll
that's
put you
cool.
up at my place.
Dude, we wouldn't
Only
even make it. Dude, we
what?
wouldn't make it to the fucking airport. We'd be stuck in Vegas somewhere. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
But
me and
you know
figure out
what?
Craig
how
would
the
be.
hell
Airfare
I'm
is
gonna make it.
cheaper. Airfare is cheaper now, right? Than it was before.
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot, a whole lot.
You would think it would be more expensive considering the way gas prices are, and jet fuel would be a little bit more expensive,
Yeah.
But it's the other way
but
around. It's cheaper here.
it
It's cheaper
is.
to fly to Japan than it is anywhere else. And that's why people
It's
are
cheaper to
saying,
fly to Japan than it is to drive to Grand Rapids.
yeah, or to go to
Yeah,
Disneyland
right.
in America would be cheaper to get plane tickets. You get the same. You get return tickets too, for that one price.
Yeah, round trip, can't beat it.
But guys, but the one thing about I learned about international travel is if you're gonna go international, you got to go to the travel clinic. Travel clinics are
Yes.
not. The travel clinic is not. I repeat, it's not covered by your fucking insurance.
No? Oh, you know what?
So
It's not. I used to
anything,
work for the insurance.
so anything your travel clinic that you got to go to the travel clinic, get any vaccination for the country that you're going through, you got to pay out of pocket.
That's
I just
crazy.
found that shit out today. So when I went to the doctor to get blood work done, I got to go back to the travel. I got to go next week to the travel clinic to get vaccinated to go there. If I don't get vaccination, then I'm not allowed to go there because I can take any pathogens with me to that country.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
really
With,
thinking about pathogens. It's a finicky country, okay? It's a finicky
but
country,
you know what?
okay?
Craziness is a really it's a really bad sickness. Yeah, I mean, you can't go over there acting crazy. They're gonna lock you up. You know, so
Yeah,
I gotta figure
Oh, they
some
don't
way
play with
out
that
to
shit
get,
over there.
I gotta figure some way out to get vaccinated for being crazy.
yeah.
That 5'2"
You know,
policeman gonna whoop that ass.
right?
You know,
You know,
uh,
but all right, guys, we got 8 minutes left on a 2-hour podcast. It's been a great
oh,
show.
I got a question. I got a question.
Ooh,
It's me,
ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, go right
I'm gonna
ahead.
let Irene go.
I'm gonna let her go. She beat
Okay,
me.
I know what half of your. I want to know the rest of your bucket list would be anywhere in the world.
I think the catacombs would be cool.
Hmm.
Which
Japan is
one?
definitely um Egypt. Egypt would be
I
so
got a
cool.
friend who's a tour guide, and we could go to
That would be so cool.
Egypt.
Japan
I
is
want to go too.
big. I do plan on going. I'm hoping to go to Europe next year so I can get into some of the castles and stuff like that. That's definitely on my list. Um, and in the U.S., there's a couple places. Ohio State Reformatory is one of my bucket lists. That's one place I've always wanted to go. And then Alcatraz is definitely a place that I want to get into. Um, Alcatraz, just the history and um, I don't know. There's just so much lore behind it, being out there in the middle of nowhere, and
Hmm.
it's a cool place. I've never done a jail before. Next week will be my first one, so
Oh, hell,
looking
I've
forward
done
to
one
that.
2 weeks ago. We done one 2 weeks ago, didn't we, Irene?
Yep, yep. And I
I've
got
done
a
a lot of
really good picture.
residentials. I've done a lot of like asylums and insane asylums. I have a knack for those. Um, but this will be like my first full on jail, and I'm excited about it. It's next week. I'll be down there with BBT and Paranormal or Ohio Paranormal Unknown. So looking forward to that. Hanging out with those. I've done
Okay.
some
Yeah.
work with Tiffany from BBT a couple times. I've worked with her out in New York and in Ohio. She is an absolute blast to hang out with and work with. So I'm actually linking up with her probably a couple more times this year. But she's yeah, so definitely interested to get into this jail and see what it's about.
Okay, cool. I mean,
Jails are
hey,
jails are
jails are
interesting,
cool.
but also you have to watch out because you could have some really bad dudes in the jails. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I'll make sure I have my bag of pocket rocks.
yeah,
Uh my black obsidian, my quartz, all that
yeah,
fun stuff.
yeah.
Um, and
Because
then
there was one dude that Terry and I did that he said you can't come anywhere near here because he just hated people, and he made his voice clear, like, don't come near anywhere here, and you stay there, and I'll be here. Like, yeah,
yep,
it,
yeah.
jail has their own breed of, I don't know.
Yeah,
of,
and it should be interesting considering I have 2 degrees in criminal justice. So, um, I have a history of studying law and working in private security and things of that nature. So, hopefully that will play in, and I'll drum up a little bit of energy with that type of background myself.
just make sure you don't get hit in the face when you do that.
Yeah, I try not to. That's definitely not on my list of things that I want to
Like,
happen.
whoops.
It works. Well, Roger, man, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Every time we come on, I know it's been a year or 2 years, but
Yeah,
let's keep in touch, brother. Let's keep in touch.
yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you coming on the show. Man, it's
Man,
been real
it
fun.
was absolute
It's a
blast hanging
pleasure
out
to
with
meet you
you and
too.
Irene.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those podcasts where I'm saying I didn't mention anything about your equipment.
You know what?
I didn't mention.
You know what? You. This would be the first podcast that I didn't see anything behind you. This would be the first one that I didn't chomp off Cherry's head, and he didn't stick his finger in the light socket.
And you know what? There
Successful
is something
podcast.
behind him. There's a window behind him.
There is a
I
big
mean, there's
window behind
always
me.
Yeah, but
see
there's
there
nothing
is
there.
something behind something.
Nah, that's nothing. Like, I know
There's a
it's
bat. I
nothing
see a
there.
bat. There's a
Yeah,
bat right there.
my house is Halloween decor all year. I love when Halloween comes around because that's when I do house shopping.
I wish I could do Halloween down apartment. But
Now,
anyway,
my
guys, Roger, I appreciate it, brother. I thank you for coming on the show, man. If you ever need anything, feel free to reach out to us, and feel free to put the word out, man, on how a great show this really is. And
Hmm.
I really, I really appreciated you joining us, and hey, and if I had my way, we can do it again tomorrow.
Nah.
well, I'll tell you what. I always love hanging out with Terry on some NSPS TV. So, it was definitely a pleasure getting back on here. I have nothing but love for this podcast. Like I said, it was my very first one that I broke teeth on. So it always holds a special place in my heart. Irene is an absolute doll of an addition. She's
Don't say
fantastic.
that. There you
Um,
go. Don't do that.
she was a great addition, Terry. So I had a blast. It's been a wonderful. I can't believe we hung out for 2 hours. But like you said, man, anytime you need a guest, or if you just want to chit chat or something, man, hit me up. Let me know. I'm always down to get on and just hang out for a little while.
Well, you know what, man? I wouldn't change this young lady for nothing. She's she's bounded to me for life. I mean, there's no. We know we can argue and we can fight and we can disagree, but you know what? We'll call each other the next day. What you doing?
Oh, and now she has become a sister of the Menace of the Midwest. So
Yeah, see, I mean, she's been there for me. She's been there for me more than my family's been there. I can give her that.
That
So she's like,
that's
look,
important, man.
she's like the little sister that I never had.
But I'm older
Even
than
though,
That's
him.
awesome.
no, you're not. You're not older than me. I don't know.
Yes, I am.
I would never tell you my true age.
I know. Ah,
No, you don't.
Listen, I ain't even
You
gonna
know,
lie, I'm old. So
I'm old.
shit, I'm
I'm
Potter,
older.
tell
31.
the world how to. Yeah, Potter, tell the world how to get a hold of you, brother.
Oh man, the best way to get a hold of me is on TikTok and Facebook. That's where I'm at most of the time. I do have stuff on all the platforms, Instagram, all this stuff, but I am usually on TikTok and Facebook. You can look me up at Potter Paranormal Project. It is the same on Facebook as it is on TikTok, and we also have the merch shop in my bio link. So make sure that you stop by and on Facebook page, hop in, check out that merch link. We got some pretty cool shit in there, and that's the best way to get in contact with me. So,
Let me
All
look up
right.
that what you're looking for, and I'll see what I can find. Okay.
oh, that would be so cool because I am looking for that piece. That would be a big dream piece to my equipment that I would actually use.
Okay.
Well, I hate to say it, guys, but the time has come. The time has come. Guys, again, Roger, thank you. Irene, thank you
No
for
problem.
another great show. Tomorrow, we got tomorrow off, and I will
Yeah.
see you guys Sunday. Irene, that would be your Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you Sunday evening, and I wish you guys the best, and I hope to hear from you soon. Guys,
It's
this is Terry with Nspstv Paranormal Podcast. Peace. Bye, guys.
bye bye.
Irene, stay out of trouble.
I think I lost myself. Demon time, demon time, demon time, demon. Demon time, demon time, demon time. It's 3 a.m. Voices in my head again. Demon time, I can't pretend. 2026, no more friends. Demon time, feel it on my skin. Dark thoughts, let it all begin. Demon time, yeah, I let it in. Now I don't know where I am. Late night, eyes wide, no sleep. Heartbeat fast when the room go deep. Cold air creeping under my feet. Something there, but it don't speak. Phone like flicker, shadows move. Same dark vibe, same cold move. Mind gon' blink, but I still feel used. Like I'm stuck in a loop I choose. No trust, I don't trust myself. Fear of crack, I see someone else. All this pain that I never felt. Now we rising, I need some help. I hear whispers say my name. Every night it sound the same. From the dark it feed the flame. Now I know I'm not the same. Demon time. It's 3 a.m. Voices in my head again. Demon time. I can't pretend. 20, 26, no more friends.